Hello, wealth hackers. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Diwali, Happy Winter Solstice, Happy Kwanzaa, Merry Los Pasados, Happy Chinese New Year, and Happy Holidays for anyone I've missed. This is Erwin Cito bringing you the Truth About Real Estate Investing show. As wealth hackers, we have so much to be grateful for. We've been gifted with a wonderful real estate market and stock market. Many of you who have followed along this journey toward financial peace have been significantly rewarded. I received messages just this week. Two friends of mine who are also my real estate clients, who also took Stockhacker Academy, messaged me saying that they've never been more at peace with about money. Thank you all so much for tuning in and taking action, making a difference in your life and those you care about. I have this one listener, a chiropractor, who took up stock options after listening to this show. He was at a crossroads whether or not to open a second practice or build his investment portfolio around stock options. This was before the pandemic, and I don't think I have to tell you which investment worked out better. Hindsight is 2020, of course, and I'm speechless with the kind words that I continue to pour in related to this show. Thank you all. Many of you left me speechless and made these tough times a lot nicer. I don't have much to complain about. Cherry and I did just cancel our ski trip during the holidays, but other than that, we don't really have that much to complain about. I just wish it would actually get a little bit colder, so hopefully we can at least skate outdoors. So, ice can freeze, so you can skate on it. Who would have thought that in the middle of a pandemic, so many would have created six-figure side hustles with limited effort? And I mean both real estate and stock hacking. Yes, of course, you need money to make money. But in terms of stock hacking, I've never experienced such efficient means to make money with money. I've posted a couple messages on my social media on Facebook and Instagram if you'd like to read them. My name's Erwin Cito. It's not the easiest to spell, I know. ERWINSZETO. Just search if you'd like to be a social media friends and follow along with this journey as we continue to help people find financial peace. Yes, the pandemic and the lockdowns kind of suck, but if I wasn't locked down, I wouldn't have put so much effort in learning this new skill and built a program around it in partnership with the best-selling author of Get Rich with Options, the godfather of stock options, in order to share what I've learned and help other hardworking Canadians learn a new six-figure side hustle. That best-selling author, of course, is Lee Lowell. He's my coach and mentor as well. I've mentioned it before. My guess is 80% of real estate investors are still failed stock investors. I was one of them. Who doesn't want to make money sitting at a desk or from a smartphone? It wasn't until I met people who could make consistent returns that opened my eyes to the opportunity. Which brings us to this week's guest, the lovely Khatera Osman. Her story is pretty amazing, but she wouldn't tell you that it is. I find this pretty common among all of my listeners that they don't believe that their stories are as amazing as I think they are. Khatera was born in Afghanistan, a war-torn country, but thankfully her family was able to immigrate to Germany. From there, Khatera moved to the greatest country in the world and became interested in real estate. She became a real estate agent. She built an award-winning real estate team, and at the same time, she was investing in condos, and more recently, she's graduated to buying apartment buildings, investing in apartment buildings, like significant renovations and, having to renovate every single unit type stuff in the areas east of Toronto. As she is someone who loves to learn, in the fall of 2019, before knowing what even a stock was, she took our program called the Stockhacker Academy, and since then, I'm pretty sure her returns are better than mine. If you're locked down and interested in learning a new life skill that cash flows, I'm hosting free demos over Zoom, and we'll be sharing a preview of Stockhacker Academy this January. Go to www.stockhackeracademy.ca/demo to register. All this is in the show notes in case you prefer to just click rather than having to write stuff down. This isn't for everyone, obviously. Success is never guaranteed, but I'm so proud of our students like Khatera, like recent guests Renee Mass, Chris Lewis, James MBM Mags, Joel Arndt, Leslie Jamie Collard, Michael Bug, the godmother to my kids Monica Lee, Cody Ye, who retired early in this year in January, Ron Esteban, who's absolutely killing it, Paul Yearn, Victoria Masucci. The list gets longer each week, and you don't have to take my course. Honestly, you don't have to take my course. Go out there and learn the skill anywhere you want. Learn on YouTube. You can go anywhere you want. Same with real estate investment. I care, but I care more that you go out there and be educated and be successful. Life is tough enough, but it's way easier when you embrace challenges and make money. That's my experience, at least. Again, that's stockhackeracademy.ca/demo. If you have any questions, I'll be there on the demos answering them. One last note about Khatera: she loves to learn and grow and invest in her education. I'm the same, and if you listen to this show, you know pretty much every guest on the show invests heavily in their education. I present to you Khatera Osman. Khatera. Did I say that right?
Yes, you did. Perfect.
What's keeping you busy these days?
Life is great. What keeps me busy is I just moved. Actually, that was kind of busy. But life is busy.
It's too funny because I told a friend of mine that you moved, and she's doing the same thing.
She's doing the same thing?
She's selling her house.
Yeah.
I think it's close to 3 million. She's going to free up a whole ton of equity to go rent.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense. Especially it depends what kind of lifestyle she has. But for my lifestyle, it wasn't making sense.
Uh-huh. So what was the situation then? Like, where did you live?
So I live in Whitby. Mm-hmm. That's where my house is in Durham region. And just decided to move to downtown. Mm-hmm. To sell my house, free up some equity. Uh-huh. And to trade with it, do some more stock option trading.
Okay.
And also, I have two businesses, so they are both. It just made sense as for income purposes and for accounting purposes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So there's a lot to unpack. I apologize to the listener because I keep repeating myself every show saying that. So what is it you do? What's your day job? Let's start with that.
Okay. So I have a few jobs. First of all, I'm a mom.
Yeah. Single mom.
Single mom.
Who's killing it.
Thank you. I'm a realtor. I've been in the business over a decade. Real estate broker with Remax in Durham region. And I also have a property management company. We manage right now about 60 properties. And also option trading.
Okay.
I think that is mostly now my day job.
Seriously?
I love it. Okay. I'm in love with it.
This is a real estate show. I'm sorry. We can't talk about that.
That's okay.
I get the intent and it feels like you're a really successful real estate broker, at least before you started this other stuff.
Yes. So I have a team. We mostly deal with land and development land. So yeah, business was pretty good, and it's still pretty good.
Right, it's still pretty good, but you're still pivoting, anyways.
Yeah, you just kind of. I think I'm getting to a point where I forgot how to hustle, and I don't want to hustle anymore because real estate is always hustling. So
it's active. It's an active business.
Yeah. So I think I wanted to just focus towards more passive stuff. Mm-hmm.
The property management company, how many of these properties are your own versus for clients?
So right now, 20 doors are myself and with other business partners. And the other 20 are just for people that I know or friends and family things.
Oh, so you don't take clients from public?
No, and I haven't started because, I was just doing it for myself and my friends and family and people that I knew.
Pretty lucky friends and family. Do they realize they're lucky?
I hope so. Some of them, they work with other companies and then they came to me or see me, what I do. Mm-hmm. And that's how they changed and came to me and stayed with me.
Okay. What do you do? What did your family see?
And for the property management, mm-hmm. I'm a realtor. It just makes sense to be a property manager, not give it to somebody else. Sorry. Just how I screen my tenants, I guess, and how successful has been so far. Mm-hmm. And they had just not a good luck with other property management companies.
Mm-hmm. So it's actually, you're a bit of an anomaly in that I find most people in the real estate industry don't actually have, specifically realtors, do not actually own any real estate beyond their own homes.
It's sad, isn't it?
Especially in April, in February, March, when business was pretty dry. I felt it.
Oh, yeah. Everybody did, I think, yeah.
If the government didn't bail us out, it would have been a really bad spring.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, but you're right. There's a lot of realtors. You're a realtor, they don't even own a income property. And it just makes me, it's just so hypocritic. I don't know what the word is, but it's just you're in real estate, you're selling real estate and you're advising people, but you don't own something. Mm-hmm. It just doesn't make sense.
And then the other anomaly is you're really successful already being a real estate agent / broker. Why the desire to own real estate property?
The property itself, because I always, from the first day when I got the book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, from Robert Kiyosaki, a friend of mine gave it to me as a gift. that was in my head, passive income. How I think there was a story about his wife finding a way to pay for her car. And that's stuck in my head. Where do I find a place where I don't have to actually work for it and to pay for my car? So, I think just from that, it was always a desire to passive. But I think it started when I separated from my ex-husband, became a single mom, and just bought a condo in Bowmanville for $180,000. And to that time, I couldn't even afford a $150,000 mortgage. So just kind of lived with my girls there for a while. And then it was too small for us and bought some pre-construction afterwards. And instead of selling it, I just rented it. And I saw it was like $100 or $200 cash flow coming in. I'm like, this is pretty good. This is pretty good. So that's how I got addicted to it, to real estate investing.
What kind of condo? Was it like a condo townhouse or
no,
apartment?
Just a condo apartment. Yeah, it was a small little 700 square feet apartment. Yep.
It's funny you call that small.
600 square feet? Yeah. It's pretty small though, isn't it?
You live in Toronto now.
Well, it's almost 2,000 square feet though, where I live.
I don't know. My point is yes, small in Toronto is completely different scale.
Yes, you're
like 700 square foot of 2-bedroom.
Yeah.
Small would be there's micro condos now in Toronto.
Yeah,
and even that's considered big compared to even Germany. I'm sure they have even smaller stuff, I'm guessing.
I don't think I have seen it as small as here, some of the condos in Toronto, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Well, at least I know I have family in Asia, so I've seen
small
250 square feet. Right. So for 600 square feet small.
Well, what's small when you're coming from a 3,000 square feet home, it is pretty small. I didn't know where to put my furniture. The girls had the bunk beds and just put them in one room, both together. I had a twin bed I was sleeping on because it was small.
Boy.
Yeah.
And just a quick story, because Joanne's right outside. When she was in Hong Kong, it's really different for realtors out there. There's just so many of them. They hustle. You want to see hustle? So what they'll even do is they'll stand outside movie theaters as people are coming out to hand out flyers for new construction condos. And so my friend Joanne was leaving from a movie, and there's agents there. And just as a real estate geek, I would do it too. Is oh, what do you have? Right? And he goes, well, what would you like? 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom? She said 2-bedroom, because we're coming from Toronto, right? 2-bedroom. And they're like, whoa. Right? They think you're crazy rich. That was their reaction. For a 2-bedroom.
Yeah.
We think stuff like that's expensive. Here, Matt, I'm sure thinks that's crazy expensive. A 2-bedroom condo downtown is still $500,000-$600,000.
Yeah. Right? It depends what building, but yeah, they about between 3 and 5.
Right. Right. Small. Okay. So let's go back to numbers, because we all love numbers. Do you remember what you rented out the condo for?
The first one?
Yeah. You bought it for $180,000.
Yes, I did for $180,000, and then a year later, I rented it for $1,300, $1,350.
Oh, that's good.
That's what it was. They were going for, and my mortgage was $900 plus condo fees and stuff. So there was $100 of cash flow. I'm like, wow, this is pretty nice. I have to do more of those ones. And that's how all started.
And then what was your next investment then?
So then I did a few pre-constructions, which they were very nice as well. So I did a few of them in Whitby, and just the market took off from there on.
Houses or also?
Townhouses.
Townhouses.
Not condo, but townhouses. Yeah.
Townhouses.
Did a few of those ones. And then after that, I did just conversions, 2-unit conversions after that in Oshawa.
Okay. Again, lots to unpack. Sorry for repeating myself. So the new constructions, what was your strategy? Did you exit before taking possession?
Can I be honest with you? I didn't have any strategy to that point. I just wanted to own.
Okay. That's okay.
I just put a deposit, and deposit to those ones to that time was pretty little, $1,000 to $2,000 deposit on pre-construction. Right now you can't find it, so I could afford to do it. So I did a few of those ones.
Wait. You bought a couple with deposits.
Yeah.
With no plan for financing.
No plan for financing, yes, because I have to make more money. So I have to sell more houses as a realtor.
So did you close on these?
Absolutely, I did.
So you found the money?
Yep, I did find the money, and they were all 20%. Yeah, you find the money.
Did you sell them or you rented them?
So to the one I moved in, the other one I rented them. So the other one, and all of them, 3 of them, they were rented out.
You bought 3 right off the bat.
So back to back, because it was phase 1, and then phase 2 came, and I put a deposit. And then they were all like within a year or 2 years of being finished, right?
So, do you remember what you paid for them?
Yes, $320,000. You know how much they're going for now?
What?
$680,000.
Okay, and they're totally worth it, right?
Absolutely.
You made lots of improvements to them?
No. Yes, I did to the one that I lived at. I did improvement. The other ones, no. Not at all.
No, what do you mean? You didn't like gold floors, gold toilets?
No, I don't think you get the money back when you put that in. But
wait, hang on. The price went up by $360,000.
Yes.
So you did something, right? You renovated the heck out of them, added the suite.
No, my dear, the market. It was just all the market.
But okay.
Are you being serious now?
You worked really hard for this money.
Yes, I did very much.
Well, I imagine you worked really hard to raise that money.
Well, I worked hard to can afford the 20% and pay the mortgage. And afterwards, it was just the market as well.
What was the rent when you first rented it? What was the rent then versus now?
$1,900.
Right then, it was $1,900.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, Whitby is pretty good.
And then what's the current rent or market rent?
Right now it's $2,300.
Oh, it didn't go. Did not scale.
No, that's why I sold them. That's why a couple of years ago I sold them all and cashed out.
And where did you put your money after that?
Apartment building.
Okay,
that's the next step.
Okay, what kind of apartment buildings?
So a 9-unit apartment building. That was my first one. I purchased it last year in December. It was a disaster of a building. 7 units were vacant. It needed total renovations. And so I bought that in December and just completed actually last week, everything fully completed, fully rented. And we are just right now at CMHC to refinance it.
Fantastic. What did you pay for it?
1.1.
That's not bad for 9 units in Whitby.
No, it's
is it Whitby?
Good. It's in Port Hope, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, no, in Port Hope.
How'd you get financing with vacant units?
Again, when I bought it, I had no plans for it. VTB was actually a very good VTB. Yes.
Oh. Yeah. How did you find this deal?
It was on the market on MLS. It was on MLS. There was 8 offers on it, and I just gave them what they asked for or what they wanted, which was a fast closing date. I put the offer in November, and they wanted to close in December, and I could just provide the closing for them. So first, I didn't have any financing in place, so I just had it under contract first and put a 10 days condition in there, and then thought about the financing. Well, I could have raised money for it, but I really wanted to do it on my own. So I went back to the seller and asked them, I can do it. And there was all those fire department was involved in it, and the city was involved in it. So it was a disaster. And the seller was in a retirement home. So they needed to get rid of it as quickly as possible.
Right. I think you mentioned this one last time we talked, recording, obviously. Yeah. Was this the one where like the son had taken over and was just like neglecting it?
Yes. So the son lives in Vancouver, which is not his fault, but the father was just, the son was telling me afterwards that when they went to check his father's stuff, there was $200,000 worth of rent that was not collected by the father. Yeah.
Not collected, or did they just not deposit the checks?
They just not deposit the checks.
Oh, so that's even worse. That's easier than collecting rent. They'd already collected rent. You just didn't deposit it.
Didn't deposit it. And at some point, there was just people, I don't know what you call it, where they break the home and they just live there. Hoarders or no?
Squatters.
Squatters, yeah.
Criminals.
Yeah. So he needed to get rid of it. He needed to get out. And so that I could provide them with a fast closing date, but I didn't have financing in place. So I went back and I said, listen, I can close on it and I can do everything, but you need to hold the mortgage for a year for me. And he's like, yeah, sure. No problem. I'll do it.
Well, yeah, the son just came into a whack of money.
Not the son. Yes, that too. The son owns another property in Belleville. They own a 19 unit or something, but with somebody else. But he's not managing it. So he's just a passive.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 7 units vacant. What was the rent?
$600.
For what?
For a 2-bedroom.
For a basement apartment?
No. For a 2-bedroom apartment.
Okay.
One was $600. The other one.
They're never leaving.
They were not leaving. Those 3 that were left there, they were not leaving. The other one was for $750 or something like that.
But they left? Or are they still there?
I cashed for keys. So I just went back and asked them nicely if they want to move out. We have to do construction. It was a must. We had to do it. So one of the tenants, he just wanted to have his last month's rent back, and I gave it to them. And the other one wanted 10,000, and I just negotiated down to 2 months rent. And the third one actually was a very nice gentleman. I still kept him. I put him in a hotel. He stayed for a couple of months and signed a new lease with me. Yeah.
You did that for them?
I did, yes. He paid for it. Like I paid the first month.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, the second month, he paid for it. He's actually very nice. So I kept him. And that was one of the things I said, like, if you want, because in Port Hope, it's very difficult to find something for rent. So I said, you can stay here. It's going to be a brand new apartment, everything beautiful. But, this is not the rent. If you want to sign a new lease with me, you're more than welcome. Just help me to stay somewhere else for a while. And he did. And now he has a brand new apartment.
You renovated the whole thing? All 9 units?
All 9 units. Inside, outside, everything.
What's the budget for that?
Again, the budget is always like the budget was 350,000, but
That's
we
not
went
much.
over. Yeah, we went over. So we spent 100,000 more, but it's absolutely gorgeous now.
Oh, so what's the market rent now?
Right now, so they're rented for 1850, the 2 units.
Wow.
So just calculate from.
It's almost 3 times the rent.
Yeah.
And the building has actually probably gone 3 times the value.
So we are right now at what the appraised value came back at 2.1. That's what the bank is saying is 2.1. So we'll just wait. I think it's more, but 2.1 is pretty good still. As long as I get my money back plus, and then can keep it and still cash flow, I'm good.
Amazing. Can you share the terms of the VTB?
900,000 VTB.
That's almost the whole thing.
I offered him 3%. He came back at 4%. We negotiated down to 3.5. 4 months with the first payment starting off 4 months later.
Oh my. Interest only? Balloon?
Interest only.
For how long?
1 year.
Okay.
Actually 14 months.
14.
Yeah.
Wow. And you're going to have your financing done.
So that's now in there. So hopefully just by February, March, we should be done.
When did you buy that property?
December. We closed on it last December.
This past December?
Yeah.
So almost a year.
Yeah, almost a year.
Okay.
And VTB is due in February, end of February or something.
I remember last time we had, when we were hanging out, you're telling me about how the current market is for apartment buildings.
So yes, there was another opportunity came up there, and 12-unit apartment buildings in Port Hope, and I put an offer on it. There was 9 offers on it. Firm offer. They took a firm offer with no conditions and over asking. That's how busy the apartment building market is.
Did they at least see the whole building?
I think I might brought some of them over to by advertising on my social media about Port Hope. So yeah.
That's the downside.
And the other thing is, during that time that was on the market, people were stopping by in my building because we're just across the street, like almost 2 minutes away, stopping by and talking to my contractors and saying like, we're going to buy this building. I don't know who they were. We're going to buy this building. Can you help us give us a price on the construction and what needs to be done?
That's crazy.
But yeah, it's very busy. It's very hard to find an apartment building.
Apologies, just to step back to the property, the 9-plex that you bought. So even at a 2.1 appraisal, you bought for 1.1. Renos went over budget, but still 450. So just over 1.5 million. And you think the low appraisals, the bank thinks 2.1. Appraisal may come higher. So you forced over $500,000 in equity.
Yeah.
And then what's the LTV? How much will CMHC finance you for?
1.75.
And then the rest you can take out?
The rest, well, right now they have to, because of the pandemic and whatever is going on, they're asking to put it back in the market. So buy something with it within 6 months. So yeah.
Sorry,
So CMHC is asking, they will refinance it, but the money has to go back into the market.
They want you to buy another building?
So you need to buy another building or anything above 2 units.
Okay.
Which is okay. I'm fine with that.
I don't know if I've heard that before.
Yeah, that's what's going on right now.
I'll message Pierre Paul later. I've never heard of that. They're forced.
Yeah, that's what RBC was telling me. That's what we're dealing with right now.
Yeah, but you're just telling me how difficult it is to buy a building.
But if you want to find one, you're going to find one. I have no issues finding properties. So, and also, I mean, it's 6 months and,
Right. It's also over 2.
But what happens? I don't know what's going to happen if you don't find something. You can't force something out, right? So I don't know. I don't know all the details. That's what, at this point, I'm just doing whatever my banker is telling me.
Right. Yeah. No, I'm just surprised. Like, to me, it's not. I don't think it's a challenge for you or me to find something that's over 2 units.
Yeah.
I'll go put a tiny home on one of my properties for making it a triplex.
Yeah, exactly.
Not a big deal.
Yeah.
I'm just surprised. I just never like being imposed on. You have to do this. Like, thing. Excuse me? I'm the customer.
Yeah. Well, even with
I'm paying you like 1.4%. Come on.
Even one of the other conditions in there was that if they can only refinance it if the VTB was paid off. So it has to be from a major bank.
Okay, got it. So you have to get your financing elsewhere. Yeah. Well, that makes sense. The government, they need to diversify too into like pipeline projects. Sorry. was that snarky? And so, but you're still interested in buying more buildings then?
Yeah, I will. I might go to Europe and see what's going on there.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm European, so see what's going on there.
Yes. Is your accent German?
People tell me I have a mixed accent. So my parents are from Afghanistan. I was raised in Germany. They immigrated to Germany long time ago. I was very little. So I don't know what kind of accent I have. But
so why did your parents leave Afghanistan?
War. Yeah, right. I think when the Russians invaded Afghanistan at that time. Yeah.
And then how long were you in Germany?
All my life. I came to Canada 16 years ago.
Why did you come to Canada?
I got married to a Canadian guy. He was from Canada. It was kind of like my family knew each other. So he came, my mom introduced him to me. So I married him and then moved a couple of years later to Canada with him.
Was he working in Germany at the time?
He came to live with me and he did work, but it was hard because he didn't understand the language at that time, like German. So it's hard for him to learn German versus me learning English.
So you both moved to Canada for opportunity for him to earn income.
He is from here, right? So his family was here. He worked here. He studied here. And I just came for life.
What was your plan moving to Canada?
I had no plans, just to live with him. It was marriage life, right? So, but when you're in Europe, Canada, I love Canada. It's the greatest country. And also when you live in Europe, Canada is amazing. We Germans, they love Canada, the nature, Toronto high-rise buildings. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
All of it.
And you speak German?
I do.
What else do you speak? You speak several languages.
Yes, I do. I speak 4 that I can speak and write, which is 2 the Afghani languages, which is Farsi and Pashto, and English and German.
Have you ever been back to Afghanistan?
No.
Any interest?
Why not? Maybe at some point. No, I would because my father goes back and forth and he's there. I would, but I really haven't got the opportunity to go. But at some point, probably.
Yeah.
Just for a visit.
I have no idea what it's like now.
Yeah.
Versus when your parents, how they grew up in it versus war and then more war and then.
Yeah, I don't involve myself too much because all my family is out of Afghanistan. They're all in Australia, Germany, Canada, and Los Angeles.
I mentioned this before we were recording. Canada is always a top destination. Well, Canada, Australia, US, Europe always come up in conversations for not just immigrants, but for people fleeing war. Refugees.
Well, Canada is accepting them first. And I think Germany was to that time accepting a lot of them too.
I just hope that people appreciate how great Canada is.
Yes.
When was the last time we had a war? A war on our own soil.
It's absolutely amazing country. Every time I go somewhere else, I miss Canada. When I come back, I'm so grateful to be here. Yeah. People are so nice here versus
Germany?
A little bit.
Oh, okay. I have no idea. I've never been to Germany.
A little bit.
Pardon me. I'm just I need to travel more. maybe when the borders are lifted. Did you buy any more buildings after this one?
No. So my right now I'm just kind of stuck with. Just need to cash out on that one and get my money, and then I go do some other stuff.
Now, at the beginning, you mentioned you cashed out of your home as well. So you're doing like the opposite. Because everyone's leaving downtown for the suburbs,
So here
for houses. They go from condos to houses.
I know.
You're doing the opposite.
I've always done the opposite.
Okay.
Well, being a landlord has served me so well for the past few years. So I just wanted to give back to the community downtown
To the struggling
Toronto
down.
because they're very struggling here right now. Rents are down 30 to 40% in some of the buildings.
Uh-huh.
Being a realtor, you go through so many beautiful homes. So I tend to move a lot. Within a few years, I do get bored of the location where I live at.
Mm-hmm.
My kids hate it, but I always provide them with a better place, and they're fine.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I move. I like to move.
Can you paint a picture for us of your home, the house you sold?
My Whitby home?
Yeah.
My Whitby home, it's actually coming on the market soon.
Okay.
Yeah. That one is 2,600 square feet, beautiful in Whitby. Whitby is a nice area. I think right now the value is at 900 or 950 or something.
That's it? For that much square footage?
I know, right? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's more in the mature neighborhood.
I would have thought Whitby's expensive, like especially for that square footage.
Yeah, it's a more mature neighborhood. Maybe that's why. But that's what they're going for. But right now, maybe they're over mid. That's. I'm a realtor, so I'm.
Mm-hmm. I know you know. I know you know.
No. I'm just going based on not the crazy prices that are in there right now.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just going based on the, what I think I should be putting it on the market for. But I'm sure it's going to go for more.
Right.
So anything over there is going for over $1 million.
Right. That's what I expected.
And we bought that one 2 years ago for $660,000. So I think the appreciation is pretty well.
660?
660,
oh,
669 or something.
Why not rent out this house?
I will not get as much rent for, and the money that is in there, the equity, it just does not make sense. And I can get much better returns somewhere else.
Okay, we'll get to that. So you already moved out.
I moved out, yes. I did move out actually a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, I found a place in downtown Toronto and moved out. With
intersection?
Harbor and Bay.
Oh.
Just right by the water.
My first thought was Air Canada Centre because I'm a sports fan.
It is. I can just look down.
You look right down on the building?
Yes, I do.
Okay, awesome. Sorry. And is the top floor or?
It's pretty high, and yeah, it's I think like 44th floor. It's pretty high.
And so it's a penthouse?
Yeah.
What would the rent have been, like say last year?
They are going for between 7,000 and 8,000.
Oh, right.
So 30% down, I got it for a very good price.
Right. I talked to a lot of people, so I know some people were already doing this strategy, selling their homes. Chris Lewis, who was on this podcast, he sold his home in Mississauga in order to buy. So that formed his down payments for the houses that he lived in and bought and duplexed. All right. So it's not unheard of, but for the listener, I'm sure that's not so common. Like most people are trying to get into a home, owning it rather than renting it, versus you're doing the opposite.
Yeah. I think it's just like, it depends what kind of lifestyle you have and what kind of lifestyle you want to be in. So for me, it just because I want to travel more and I want to be close to the airport and
right. And it's a condo, so you can just walk away.
You just walk away. No. And it's so nice for the first time to just be a renter and just not worry about anything and just anything. When whatever goes wrong, you just call the landlord. It's very nice.
Do you actually call the landlord or do they have someone? They have management or the concierge?
Service. We do, but in the unit, you still have to call the landlord.
Got it.
Yeah.
And they're responsive?
He's pretty good. He's a very easygoing guy. But it's brand new. Everything is newly renovated. I mean, the building is not that old, but they put everything brand new.
Right.
So I didn't need anything right now.
How many square feet?
I think on the listing it was showing 1,900, 19 or 1,950. It's a nice one.
Lots of balcony?
Two of them, which I do not go close to it.
You got the penthouse?
Yes.
Do you go close to the window?
Yes.
Okay.
It just I fear of heights. So
you fear that of all these
and
things.
then I go there, right? I fear of heights. You have to conquer your fear, isn't it?
Yeah, you don't seem to have much trouble with that. Now you have kids.
I do. I have two beautiful girls, teenagers, 15 and 14.
So you took them out of their school then?
I did. Yes, they were going high school, and the other one was grade 8. So I took them out of that school and put them in a private school. in Toronto.
Was it public they're coming from? Or?
Yes, they were in public school.
Okay.
A pretty good schools, though.
Okay. Is it Brankston?
The new one, the private one, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I don't think everyone knows what Brankston is, but it's for the ultra rich. It usually comes up in the conversation what school their kid goes to.
Yeah, I think
daughters, girls. It's a girls' school, right?
No, actually, it's every.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
I'm thinking Harvard. Sorry.
It's one teacher, 8 students per one teacher.
May I ask how much it costs to go here?
Which maybe we should keep that out of this.
Because I believe Harvard is.
I think
over 25.
Yeah.
Over 25,000.
Yeah.
And there's usually a donation requirement as well.
That's somewhere there.
Yeah. It's funny that's called a donation when it's a requirement. Very good. Are you affording this?
Life is good. Life is great. I worked really hard for it though. I came to this country without speaking English, without having money. When I separated from my ex, like I said, I couldn't even afford $150,000 mortgage and just worked my butt off. So nowadays it's pretty good because I got to know how to invest in the stock market. So that is treating me pretty well too.
Okay. You keep wanting to go to the stock stuff. I do want to ask before that though, when you were looking for employment, like when you needed to make money, how did you end up in real estate?
So I studied architecture in Germany. And when I came to Canada, they wouldn't accept my diploma. And we didn't have money for me to go back to school. And I didn't have the support. And when we were buying our first home, I was watching The Realtor. And because back in Germany, you have to actually study 3 years to become an Immobilienkauffrau, they call it. You have to study for it. So I was asking, and he's like, it's just a license. You just go and pay for it. And, I don't even think you need to speak the language to that. So that's what happened. So I just picked up the courses, and that's how I learned my English, by translating word by word from English to German.
That's fascinating because you had a language barrier as well.
On top of it.
On top of all your other challenges.
And I didn't know anybody in this country.
Right. So you didn't have any rich friends to hit up for business.
No rich friends, and not even my ex's family was buying any homes. Like, they're not just in the, So I just didn't have anybody. But people are so grateful. I'm so grateful to people because I was door knocking. I would be door knocking every day for 2 hours, and cold calling. I wasn't good at it because of my accent and of my English. People would hang up on me, but I was just door knocking a lot of door knocking.
Right.
And that's how I built and open houses. That's how I built my clientele, and people liked me. That's how I started.
Imagine a lot of people like you. You drive a very nice car. Impressive. Okay. All right. So what's the stock stuff you always want to talk about?
You tell me. Stock option trading. You tell us.
So I remember you telling me you didn't even know what a stock was before you heard about it.
No.
Where did you first hear about Stockhacker Academy then?
The first time I heard, it was at the Durham Real Estate Investing Club in Durham.
Right.
And Omar, he was doing a presentation there, and that's how I got to know. And because and they had the next course was like in March. I think that was in January when he presented. This is January. And the next course was in March, but I couldn't wait that long because I wanted to know what it is. So when Cody was there too, and I saw Cody, I'm like, listen,
he's everywhere.
I know. I'm like, can you just take my application, please, or whatever? My form is here, my credit card and for everything is in there. Can you please see if I can get in this weekend? Because there was a course in Mississauga, which that's how I got to know you.
Right.
Mississauga, can you get me in there? So then I talked to Omar. He's like, yeah, of course. Yeah, no problem. I think we still have some spots there. So I came the next day. It was on a Thursday, and on Saturday I came to Mississauga. And
so you had no idea who I was or Cherry was?
I know I do. I did follow you. I did follow Cherry, your wife. I've been a big fan. I mean, you guys are everywhere. And I've been a big fan of hers and her content, which she's posting. And I was always watching what you do. But not personally. We didn't know each other.
Okay.
And I think I introduced myself to you that day. You probably don't remember.
There's 100 people there that day.
Yes. A lot of people were there.
You know how many cops would show up if we were there 100 people in a room?
Right?
It was this year.
Yeah.
It's just weird.
So I didn't know anything about stock market. I didn't even know what an index was. I did had.
It's just like MLS. It's an MLS is like an index.
Yes, I think I had I bought some RSPs because somebody told me you need to invest somewhere. So I was just some guy, some mutual fund guy was doing some. I was sending him money, and he was doing stuff with it, but I had no idea what was going on.
Right. And you met Adriano? Oh, yeah. You remember you met Adriano then?
I met Adriano over there because everybody was talking about him.
Yeah.
That he made good returns. I called him the next day. I'm like, listen, can you teach me what? So then we met for lunch and we went over some stuff, right?
Yeah.
And that's how I got into it.
It's one of the things I miss about caused by the pandemic is it's so much easier to just look over someone's shoulder to learn, or even just to hand someone your phone, which are massive no-nos in today's.
I really had a hard time. I'm going to say it's not easy, especially if you have no knowledge of it. So through this pandemic, I got a lot of time. So it's a lot of studying. I actually went back for a second time to their course. They had it in Oshawa. So I just went in as a volunteer again and did a full weekend again. And then just like watching people, what they do, asking questions and searching up YouTube videos.
And so we've actually added to the course. In the 2.0 version, we spent on the Monday, we go through trades really slowly in the app.
Yeah.
And probably for the next iteration, we'll probably spend half a day on creating an account, setting it up, going really slow.
Sorry, I forgot. I actually did Lilo, your course as well with Lilo's. To that time, I did that one too. It was just totally different. Yeah. Which was good. Which was really good because I think what was missing was the actual doing the trades live.
Yeah. That's what we tried to do is, we're always trying to improve and getting Lee, like who wrote the book on the four options, on the four strategies. Yeah. It's a big difference. Yeah. Like there's a massive difference between me trying to explain it versus Lee.
Oh yeah. And he's pretty good. Yeah. It was really nice.
Yeah, he's pretty good. And so how's it gone?
It's pretty good.
So actually, let's just back up because you learned before the crash.
I learned before the crash. I did my first trade with Adriano actually.
Great.
At lunchtime.
Yeah. Because he's fearless. Yeah, you guys would get along.
But he was not. He was very cautious. He was like, no, don't do it this way. Like, you have to be very careful. Don't go into margin. So I did my first trade with him. And then a week later, just crash happened.
Yeah.
And the first one I did was Apple. And it's a big account,
Big,
so I was
expensive
stuck.
Stock.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So I was stuck for a while and just learning and just watching it, learning and then transferring more money. I think in April, I realized $200. And I'm like, oh, this is pretty good.
Right.
You can make money with it.
Hey, $200. That was 2 months of cash flow with your first condo.
Absolutely, yes.
Right?
Versus how much money I put in there, right?
Right. How much money did you have in there?
I think I started off with 10,000, but then you can't do anything with 10. Right?
You had to put down 30,000 for that condo, right? To make $100 a month.
For the first condo?
Your very first condo.
5% down. I couldn't afford it, my dear.
Right.
So my first was 15,000 was my down payment for the first condo.
Yeah. So at least your down payment was 15,000 and you were cash flowing 100 a month. Okay. So hang on. Oh yeah. And that's another thing you bring that up that you did Apple. Because in the 2.0, we taught people to do cheap stocks first, to learn on cheap stocks.
Yes.
Not 100. I don't even know what Apple was at the time. 140?
No, 314.
Oh, mercy.
Yes, I think I was assigned at 310. Oh, yes. That was before they split, right?
Oh, mercy.
Yes.
I forgot about
so
that.
I transferred. I did the 10,000. That was not enough for me. So I transferred a little bit more.
Yeah.
So and then a little bit margin use.
Right.
So yeah, it was not nice.
Yeah.
But I hold on to it.
Right.
And just learned more. And it's pretty good.
Yeah. You've added more. You did.
Yes.
You did more.
Yeah. Added more money. And then once I learned more, then I just used other sources to fund it.
Mm-hmm. Well, you already had real estate money.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure. Because I find a lot of the people that took the course, they already were real estate investors. Right. So a lot of them had, like, I used HELOC money.
Yeah.
I've used proceeds from a sale.
Yeah.
I've used,
same thing.
Yeah.
So because I was involved in my big project over there, so all the cash was kind of stuck and you couldn't. So I sold a couple of my properties because I'm just changing my strategy now from single family homes going to commercial. So I sold a couple of them, used that to renovate the apartment building and used my line of credits and HELOCs to fund the stock account.
Okay. Because even though you're saying you had money tied up with the apartment building, you were still trading out quite a bit.
I know. It's when you're looking for money, it's there somewhere. You just have to look for it.
Amazing. And so when did you get hooked? About when?
I think.
Like when did you feel confident that you can consistently make money?
I think in May.
That wasn't very long. You took the course in January?
January, I start trading at the end of February, and then the crash happened, and in May.
Uh-huh.
Because at the beginning, my account wasn't big, so I was doing everything, pre-market, buying cheap stocks even, and then waiting and selling some stuff. It was fun. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. I think I found my passion now.
And so you added more money?
I did. Yes.
Did you have 3 accounts or something?
So then I learned more about it. Yes. Then I opened up. Right now I have 3 or 4 accounts. I have a corporate account. I have personal account. I have TFSA.
Yeah. Awesome.
And also I have my girls' education funds that I had with the bank. So then I took that. And unfortunately, you can't trade on that with the interactive brokers. So I transferred it to Questrade because you can do it there. They give me such a hard time to take it from somebody managing it to do it self-directed. It took them 3 weeks and I had to sign a bunch of papers for that. But taking it over, I think after 2 weeks, I was watching what their returns were. Their returns were the past, since I had the money in the 6%, and I made that 6% in 2 weeks. I'm what?
How long did it take them to make 6%? Professional money managers?
I don't know how it looks like. I think it was just in a year.
Oh, yeah. That's not bad. 6% in a year.
Or maybe it was before. Sorry, I don't remember quite if it was from the time they took it over, which was a couple of years ago, or just the 1 year. I was just seeing 6% versus then 2 weeks later. I'm what?
You're not happy with 6% in a year?
Now that I know I can... No, it's pretty good. 6% is very good. But...
Well, what are you doing now?
You mean pretty good?
Yeah.
Yes.
So what were you doing in May when you got confident? I imagine you're making money. Usually people have success before they get confident.
You mean return-wise?
Yeah, sure. Return-wise, dollar-wise, whatever.
I think return-wise, 10% or something like that. Yeah. Since
in the middle of a pandemic.
Yes. But now I'm sitting, I think one of the accounts is at 200%. The other one is at 100%. Yeah.
So I can see why you enjoy this.
Yes, I love it. So addicted.
What did you do yesterday on Thanksgiving?
Oh, I was chatting with my friends saying we all had a withdrawal.
Yeah. We're recording this on November 27th. So it's Thanksgiving in the US. So the markets were closed yesterday.
And can I tell you something? It's embarrassing, but I forgot it was Thanksgiving for them. So I called IB. I'm what's wrong? I said, listen, usually 5 a.m. I'm up and I'm looking what's going on. And my phone was showing gray. And I thought something is wrong. The data is expired. I haven't put, what's going on.
You didn't put enough money in the account?
Well, because I have an advisory account. So that one is managing all the other accounts. That one funds, I have to transfer all the time funds to that one. So I called and then the guy was telling me, well, ma'am, if you're trading US and New York exchange, we're closed. It's tomorrow. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. It's okay.
I'm sure you weren't the only one. I checked too and it's I thought Friday would be closed, not Thursday.
Right. And then he said, no, it's just tomorrow, half a day, but we're closed today. I'm like, okay, then it's good.
It's pretty crazy. What do you tell your friends?
I don't say right now. Well, I tell them to do it. I just send them to courses. I send them the links, what they have to do. But I think people don't believe you,
I know people don't believe me.
No, they don't believe you. They think this is I'm getting some kind of return because I'm sending them to some courses and to do things. But it's like in everything else, my dear. It's just hard work. You need to work for it. You need to learn it. And then you will enjoy it later on.
Do you have a bit of a trading addiction? Admittedly, I do.
I do. Oh, I do. Yes, I can say absolutely.
Yeah. So,
but isn't that a beautiful addiction?
Yeah, I was telling Renee about, people have gambling addictions, and I've never had a gambling addiction, but this is probably similar.
Yeah.
But except I win.
Yeah, exactly. But this is beautiful because I'm not stupid. I know what I'm doing now, and I'm being very careful, and I'm learning every day. I'm still learning, and I'm spending. So far, I spent probably maybe another $15,000 on education, on taking courses, on learning about it. So
Oh yeah, I've spent. Oh gee,
Right?
I spent over $20,000 this year on coaching and
exactly.
stuff.
Yeah.
US.
You have to if you want to take it serious. It just doesn't happen from one weekend course.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's funny because people think the course is expensive at 3,000 Canadian. I've spent well over 20,000 US on my own coaching.
Yeah.
On receiving,
right? Yeah. I mean, at the beginning, it was my goal was just to make the money back and learn about it. Honestly, that was all I wanted to know because it was always intriguing. I know about I'm so heavily invested in real estate, and I had no idea. I knew people were making some kind of money, but what's going on with the stock market, I had no idea. I just wanted to learn.
What are some lessons from the crash, you think, that because everyone's afraid of losing money with anything,
right?
Do you have any lessons that you took away from the crash? Like when the next crash happens, what would you do differently?
Well, to be honest with you, I really didn't, I had no issues with it because it was so, and at the beginning, and definitely if you have, just trade the amount of money you have in your account. Do not go into margin.
So don't do leverage. Don't be borrowing.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
That is the biggest lesson. I personally never had any issues with it, but it's the stress because the market can change within a day.
Oh yeah.
So
I remember the day.
Right?
I had all these positions ready to make money with the market to continue going down. And then the U.S. Fed chairman says we're going to introduce $6 trillion worth of stimulus. And I get whacked.
Oh yeah.
It can change in a few words.
And I mean that was a big crush. But even in a normal, I mean I don't know anything before this year, but talking to other people, they say like even a normal market crash, things like that happens within a day or within a few days. Market can change, drop by 10%. So you need to be very careful.
Right.
So
10% is not a big deal for me. And just to let the listener know, we are not licensed to talk about financial devices. I don't think anyone ever think we're professionals.
We're just having fun.
Yeah, we are having fun. We're learning. We're on this journey, and we're just sharing what we're learning on this journey. Go seek professional advice on this stuff.
Absolutely.
Real estate, you and I can talk about and give advice on.
Definitely.
So, okay. When did you buy your first property? Your first investment property.
So that was my first condo back in 2015.
But, oh my God, it hasn't been that long.
Hold on 1 second. Was it 13? 13, I'm sorry. 2013,
that's okay.
Yes.
But say the new construction townhouse, for example. Like I almost want to go back. Okay, actually, no. Let's do this. You have kids.
I do.
When they're 20, what would you tell them to do for their investing?
Oh my God, they 20. I'm on them right now. They like my oldest one. Because she watches me. I'm watching TV. I'm watching shows all about stock market. And sometimes like, Mom, oh my God, can you stop with this? But they know, so we talk a lot about this stuff.
They tell you to stop. I think you tell me they're watching TikTok all the time.
Yeah, right. But now they even have on TikTok, even For You page comes up because I was searching up so much about stock market. So that is all that is coming up in my TikTok. But yeah, the girls, they know about it. And my oldest one, she's very interested.
Oh, good.
So I'm just waiting. I just don't want to pressure her. I'm just waiting. But that's what she wants to do too. Yeah.
What news sources are you following for both real estate and financial markets?
So for real estate, it's just our local ones, whatever's going on with the Durham region. But for anything else, it's CNBC.
Very good.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the Yahoo one as well for Yahoo Finance.
You went from a year ago not knowing what a stock was to how much are you making a week? You've shared on social media what you're making a week, so don't be shy.
Yeah. It depends. It's been pretty good now, but like constantly between $3 and $5.
$1,000? Okay, 3,000 to 5,000 Canadian. Right, per week. And then I don't want to ask you how much you have in your account, but people always ask. Equate how much you have in your account to how many houses that you would need.
2 houses? 1. No,
just
it depends.
one?
Well, no, you mean like the down payment
sure.
part of it?
Yeah, say like the last duplex you did. How much capital did you put in that? Compare that to this.
Oh, just one.
Just one?
Yeah. I mean, the conversion, right?
Right. I don't know.
Yeah.
What does this mean to you? Both of these things. What has real estate meant to you?
Freedom of time. Well, real estate itself is just wealth building. I've always been in love with real estate. That's why I think I became an architect back in Germany studying that. My parents both of them were my father is a mine engineer and my mom is architecture as well. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That word just slips me.
I know. You forget about it. So I've been always in love with real estate, but I always wanted to own it. So real estate is great. But the stock market, it just provides you with freedom of time, location. You can do it from anywhere. You can go all over the world. You can be on vacation and do it. Just have your phone with you and have internet connection. It's just beautiful. I cannot say enough. People, my friends or people that know me, I talk about it so much to everyone. They sometimes they just get like, are you serious? Stop it now.
Yeah, eventually come around.
Yeah.
It's funny. Like, what do you think has more resistance? Financial markets, stock hacking, or real estate?
Real estate, right?
People will join on to real estate faster?
Faster than because you own something, right? You see it. It's a house. It's land versus the stock market.
And you showed them your returns. They think...
No, I don't. I've showed it to you. The people that my friends are in the same... No, people that are not, no. You can't. Because they don't believe you.
You told anyone at your brokerage?
If I want to get my own brokerage?
No. Have you... we actually have a lot of real estate agents who've taken the course and they're doing really well.
Yeah, that's true.
Have you shared with them?
Well, we have a few WhatsApp groups. So we share on that. And the people that know that we took the course, it becomes such a small community all of a sudden because we all took the same courses from the same people. And then you see them on the webinars and you add them as friends. And yeah, so with them, yes. But anything outside of there, I did. And with my broker, actually, I showed him because he's like, where are you? You're not at the office. I don't see you selling anymore as much. Your team does, but not you. And I'm like, yeah, I'm just enjoying life right now. So I shared it with him and he wanted to look into it. But yeah, I think life gets in the way. And
there's a learning curve.
Yeah, it is.
And that's one thing I've noticed about people who actually take the course and they follow through. For example, we have people that have done multi-level marketing, a lot of real estate investors. And the commonality around real estate investors is they all did it. They all started with a side hustle. So they're already used to working above and beyond the average person, above and beyond the 9 to 5. Same with realtors. Realtors are used to working well above the 9 to 5. And that makes up a large percentage of the people that take the course. So like your investments, you pay a lot of rent and you pay a lot in private school fees now. What gave you the confidence to take these things on? I'm joining a golf course and that's a lot of money. There's nothing close to what you're talking about.
I think my real estate as well, right? I mean, I have a good portfolio and that's providing me with cash flow as well. But also on top of it, I mean, even if I sell my home and put some more money in the stock market there, do the option trading, just having a 1% return a month, which we can, I think, do pretty easily, will help a lot to pay off the monthly.
Wow.
Yes.
How important was it for you to put your girls into private school?
Whitby has great schools, but downtown Toronto, I'm not...
Yeah, what school were they supposed to go to if they went to public?
Well, Jasmine was supposed to go to Jarvis Collegian. And I don't know much about the school because it was a rush move as well. So we just moved. That's everything I do in my life. And later on, I think my sister was telling me, she's like, I had a friend there and she was saying that, can your niece defend herself if she goes to that school? And that worried me a lot. Yeah, I mean, I can afford it. So why not put them in private school and share?
Again, folks, elite private schools are all over $25,000 a year per kid. And I don't think the tax handling around that's any good either. So, wow, cool. What's next for you?
So that's why I'm just renting the condo over there, just to see where life takes me. I want to do some business in Europe. I want to travel and maybe do some more real estate investing, maybe buy a couple more apartment buildings, and then we'll see.
Do you think here or there?
Both. I'm looking at both options.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, you have family in Germany.
I do. I have all my family's down there.
So they can be the owners on paper.
No, I'm German.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I'm German.
Oh, right. So you can own.
I can live all over Europe, anywhere I want to.
Can you own real estate all over Europe?
Of course.
Wow.
Yeah. That is my girls are German too. So they have dual citizenship. I'm just German. I haven't got the Canadian one yet.
Mm-hmm.
But I can live anywhere in Europe and own anything because So I still have accounts and things. I just don't own any real estate down there.
Do you have credit there?
Yes, because I worked in all my life there.
Oh, okay.
I just have to see how it's, because being away for some time, but I still have accounts, and I do still, every time I go to Europe for vacation, I have accounts there that I pay money with, and with euro. So yeah.
And then where do you think which city do you think you'll invest in?
So looking at Germany as well, but I'm more interested in Spain, South Spain or Portugal. So that's the two beautiful countries I'm really, really in love with.
Are you looking at vacation property, hospitality?
Both. Vacation properties, and maybe also for real estate as 2-unit and up.
Interesting. Because you're a German citizen, that means you can invest and you can own property anywhere in the EU?
Yeah, I can live anywhere and own property anywhere.
Wow, I didn't know it was that open.
Yeah.
Wow.
You can.
Pardon my ignorance to the listeners.
If I want to live in Spain, I just have to apply for their number, and that's it. And show them basic. That's just for tax purposes, right? Yeah. That's why the EU, European Union.
So stock options provide you freedom because you're not tied to anywhere. So what's changed then? What's changed in your plans on where you're going to live then?
Like I said, all my family, my friends are in Germany. Mm-hmm. I have a sister here, and my mom travels, and my brother, he's in Australia. Actually, he's studying medicine right now down there. So I don't have a lot of family here. Everybody, all my friends. I mean, you can make new friends here, which is beautiful. All my friends that are here, they're all because they bought and sold homes through me. And that's how we became friends. But all from school, and they're all in Germany. So it's nice to go back and have the freedom to live where you want to and do what you want.
Mm-hmm. Did you travel a lot before the pandemic?
I did. I do. I love traveling. I did maybe 2 to 3 times a year in a lot of seminars and courses and working on yourself.
Like what kind of seminars? Like Tony Robbins?
Yes, Tony Robbins, Grant Cardone. With real estate, it was a lot. Brian Buffini, his seminars in San Diego. I've been coaching with them for past, I think since I'm in real estate, I've been coaching one-on-one with Brian Buffini.
Right. I should have asked you more questions around that because I haven't seen you afraid to invest in self-development and coaching.
Yeah, I spend a lot of money in self-development.
Interesting. I actually see a lot of people who don't.
Yeah. It's so important. That's like the same thing with, I wouldn't be here today with stock market option, with trading that if I didn't invest the money and learn from other people and took the courses.
And I think that's one of the reasons why, like you said, you struggled with the application, for example.
Yeah,
everyone does.
Yeah,
everyone does. But you went and got Adriano to show you.
I understood the concept, what you need to do, but the application is very hard. And what it all means, it was very hard. Yes,
I'll show you TWS later.
I know. I roll my puts on TWS. That's the only thing somebody showed me how I can do it. Now, actually, Chris showed me the last time when we were together how to do it on the phone.
Yeah.
But other than that, no, it's too intimidating.
And that's why the course was taught with the mobile app. It's, in case anyone thinks that's hard, the desktop version is designed for professionals.
Yes.
Right. So it's a different level.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool.
But I wouldn't mind, like now that I have more time, I would learn that too, because I really want to take this serious.
Some people do iPads. Right? Is that an iPhone or?
This is a Android Samsung.
Right. Yeah. And some people just use tablets because it's the same app.
Yeah, I do have like a tablet. I have always every morning 3 different things in front of me because I have all the different accounts. Tablet and then the charts. And I actually start now doing some courses with Mike, doing the charts with him, learning a little bit from him.
So how are you dividing your time then between
girls, my kids, and house and real estate and everything?
Sure. Are you taking more time then? Are like you're finding a lot of financial success? Does that give you more time for family, gym, self-time,
well,
yoga?
Gyms are closed now, but I wake up very early. I'm usually up 4:30, 5 a.m. every morning. Even if I want to sleep, I cannot. So I'm early, very up, and then I have a bike at home.
Peloton?
So, you remember? I actually ordered it now. I didn't have a Peloton, but my Peloton paid for it. So I did it 2 days ago. Complete paid for it by Peloton. just the shipping time is so long. It's like 4 weeks or 6 weeks or something.
I thought it'd be worse.
Yeah.
At least it'll be here It'll be here in the winter.
Yeah.
When
in
you need it
January, I
most.
think it comes in January. So yeah.
Sorry, just to explain to the listener, Khatera made enough money on the Peloton stock to afford a Peloton. How much is a Peloton bike?
I think 35. The bike plus now, because obviously I'm going to go for that one, it's 3,500. But any good bike, like we're talking about spin bikes, they are expensive.
Uh-huh.
The one that I have, I bought it at Canadian Tire when the whole pandemic started and I couldn't go to the gym. That one is like 1,500. So a good one they are expensive.
Okay.
And then the shoes for it. So
there's shoes?
Yes. Have you done a spin class before?
No.
It's really good. You get addicted to that too. It's hard at the beginning. Have you done? So yes, that's what I do.
Are you going to sell the bike for a profit? The old one, the Canadian Tire one?
I probably will sell it to my sister. She needs one. So I wake up very early in the morning and I do my gym and whatever I need to do first thing in the morning. And then my day starts and I look at what's going on in the news and whatever emails from last night or any deals that need to be done. And then I take my girls to school or do lunches for them, breakfast. But I'm usually dead by like 9 p.m. on the couch. It's usually fall asleep watching some stocks YouTube video. My brain can't take it anymore.
So I personally have trouble spending on stuff.
Spending?
Yeah. Investing. Well, like a Peloton's investing in yourself. Private school's investing in your kids.
Can I tell you something? I'm actually the same way. I don't own big, expensive purses. I do have a couple of nice, good ones, a Prada and I could, but I don't. So this was the first time Peloton, because it's something I really like. And but other than that, I mean, you have to enjoy it a little bit too, right? The money that you're making.
Yeah, you made it in the week.
Right. But for the girls' school, I know they're expensive and I probably have to work harder for it now. I know that it's a commitment, another 4 years commitment, but it's going to happen.
You'll make it happen.
I will make it happen.
Wow. Impressive. Fearless.
Fearless. I have fear of heights and I live on a 44th floor.
It's a very cheap, very inexpensive to challenge those fears versus like financial fears.
Expensive, yeah. I think those fears are much more. Let me tell you, it is every time I'm standing in front of the window closed, my legs are still shaking.
Really?
And if I have my bike in front of the window now, and because when you're standing up and doing the bike, it's just impossible. So I have to put something so I cannot look all the way down. I don't want to look all the way down, or I have to take my bike back.
You want to do edge walk this summer? CN Tower edge walk?
No, I haven't.
Want to do it?
Maybe. Actually, I can see the CN Tower, so I don't need to walk.
It's not the same.
Maybe. That's another fear. I do have to do something about my fear. Yeah. Maybe a bungee jumping or something. Have you done it? I think you did it. Did you?
I have, yeah.
And?
That's probably the worst one.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the hardest one to do.
Yeah.
Edge walk's pretty hard too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I have a bad fear of heights.
Oh, you do too?
Oh, yeah. Terrible.
Shaking?
Yeah. Like legs jello.
Yes, me too. The same thing.
Yeah.
I before this, every time I would show condos to clients, I would not go close to the window. I would please go ahead, take a look at it, but I'm not going close by.
Yeah. I hear the balcony's nice.
Right?
Too funny. Khatera, we're running out of time.
Oh,
what do you want people to do? What can you share with people? What advice do you have for people?
I think especially with ladies, I would say,
Yeah, you're right.
Yes, I'm a single mom. Sometimes life can get tough, but just education is so important and taking action.
Mm-hmm.
That is so important.
Mm-hmm.
We all want stuff and we want to do it. And then something happens, we hold on to it and we say we're going to do it tomorrow or learn about this thing tomorrow or read this book tomorrow. Just do it. And education has helped me. Reading books, watching other people, and then taking action.
You're not big on excuses, are you?
No, I don't like having excuses and I don't like people that make excuses all the time. Sometimes it gets, your closed ones, it can get difficult because, then I get harsh on them. Like, wow, this is an excuse. Just do it.
I see lots of people get stuck on that. And you bring up being a woman. among the Stockhacker students, the beginner course, it's about three guys to one woman, and then the advanced course was like I think 10 to 1.
Yeah, the first time I took the Mississauga course, I think there was only 2 or 3 women there.
Well, maybe
more than that.
There's 100 people. I think there's more.
I didn't see.
It was winter. Everyone's all bundled up.
Yeah, maybe yes. I was all seeing guys.
Ron was there too. So.
Maybe.
You see what you want to see,
right? I was sitting at the front, so I couldn't see anything.
A bunch of future rich people. People have already been bugging you on social media, so I don't know if you want to share.
You told my name already.
Just your name. I didn't give anything else.
That's okay. It's no problem. I'm on social media anyway, so right. Because being a realtor and so it's I'm there. People are contacting me, asking me questions, which is not a problem if anyone has questions or if anybody's actually looking for a realtor that is investing in multi-apartment buildings. I'm in Durham region in East. And now I'm in Toronto as well. Yeah, it's more than happy to help.
Not doing any multis in Toronto? Or have you looked at any?
I haven't thought about it. No, I haven't thought because it just doesn't make sense. The cap rate is like what, 2%?
It's 2%.
Yeah, 2 or 3%.
I haven't looked at I never looked because I knew it didn't make sense.
You can't find anything in Toronto. It's so expensive. They're not cash flowing. Apartment buildings nowadays, there's not much cash flow. People are just buying it for wealth creation and for future. Maybe future cash flow.
Maybe we're the foolish ones for not buying when it was 4 cap. When it was like 4 cap, Sure. We could have sold it for a 2 cap. Oh man! And then with the buildings, can you still do Port Hope, or do you have to move further away?
Wherever I find something, like I was when I first started looking, I even went to Windsor to look at some places.
No excuses, huh?
No excuses at all. I said, I don't care. Everything can be done. I can manage them, remotely and then have somebody there to look after. But then I didn't know, just around the corner from my own place, basically, within half an hour from my own place, I found something. So now I'm more in that area and I want to keep it there.
Yeah, I think we did a webinar for for around 400 people, maybe 500. And I just showed your testimonial and your name's on it and your picture's on it.
Yeah.
People see a pretty girl and I guess they're all messaging you on social media.
They did. I got a lot of messages.
Did you?
So and it's not a problem. Like I answer questions and I do, not just for that, but even real estate. We're used to it. People taking your time and calling you, which I have no problems with.
No, it's funny though. Again, I didn't say what platform to find you. It's just a name and a picture, and they all found you.
They all found me.
Maybe you're very Googleable. It's not even like you have to spell your name correctly, right?
It is a pretty unique name. There's not a lot of my name, like Khatera Osman, on social media when you type in the name. So
right,
I come up right away.
Right. Because it's funny because when people search Ron Esteban, there's lots of them.
Right.
So people actually can message all of them.
Oh my God.
to track him down. He's poor Ron. Amazing. Okay. Where can people find you?
So my website is www.khatera.ca. My email is homes@khatera.ca. And my phone number is...
You're going to give out your phone number?
It's there. It's out there, my dear. You've searched my name. My phone number is out there too. So it's 905-447-0366.
Okay. I'm going to warn you, more than 16 people listen to this show.
No problem. It's not a problem. They can text me. If I don't respond, please bear with me.
Oh, man. Don't blame me if you switch numbers, if you have to switch numbers. Right? Okay. All right. Any last words for folks?
That's all. Just
no excuses.
No excuses.
Have no fear.
No fear. Yeah. Take action.
You'll figure it out.
You will figure out and just live your life the way you can create it for yourself, the way you want it.
I've said this to many people. There's been never a better time to be able to learn. The resources today is better than it's ever been.
Yeah.
I remember when I tried to start learning real estate back in 2008. It was mostly American content. There was so little Canadian content. And this is before social media, really. You didn't really know where to find it.
Yeah, that's true. Right? I took the Rich Dad, Poor Dad's course because there was nothing in here. Yeah. There was nothing to take. And then they came and they had this weekend courses over here. So I did that.
How far did you go with them? Did you just take the weekend course?
And then I did a one-on-one with them as well, which was pretty expensive, but it was good. Yeah. So I did the one-on-one for, I think, 20 lessons or something.
Okay. Was that coach from local or
No,
US?
from US.
Oh, okay.
And that was one of the issues as well, because they're US based, right?
It's so different.
It is so different. Yes.
Like, you live in Toronto. To be a Toronto agent versus Whitby agent
would be totally different.
And it's half an hour?
Well, a condo agent versus, selling residential homes in Durham region. It's a bit different.
What's the driving distance from Toronto to Whitby?
So to downtown Toronto, probably about 40 minutes.
Right. And how different it is.
Yeah.
Right.
Totally
different. Yeah. I don't get it. It's funny because I feel bad because the show is called Truth About Real Estate Investing. And I see it all the time where people will use agents for multiple cities. Right. Yeah. And like I would never do it because I can't best serve you in multiple cities. Right. I can best serve you where I invest or where I live. That's it.
Yeah.
Right. No agent invests and lives in like more than 3 cities that are like an hour apart.
Yeah. I mean, we can say stories about agents and other buyers like that, where they go to different towns and using the same agent and then buying it through somebody else.
Yeah. Maybe when I give up my license.
Right.
Awesome. Amazing. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you, my dear, for having me. It was a pleasure.
All right. Hopefully your phone doesn't blow up. Before you go, if you're interested in learning more about an alternative means of cash flowing like hundreds of other real estate investors have already, then sign up for my newsletter and you'll learn of the next free demonstration webinar I'll be delivering on the subject of stock hacking. It's a much improved demonstration over the one that I gave to my cousin Chubby at Thanksgiving dinner in 2019. He now averages 1% cash flow per week, and he's a musician by trade. As a real estate investor myself, I got into real estate for the cash flow, but with the rising costs to operate a rental business, it's just not the same as it was 5 to 10 years ago when I started. Never forget that cash flow reduces your risk. The more you have, the more lumps you can absorb. And if you have none or limited cash flow, you're going to be paying out of your pocket, like I did on a recent basement flood at my student rental in St. Catharines, Ontario. If you're interested in learning more, register for free for my newsletter at www.truthaboutrealestateinvesting.ca. Enter your name and email address on the right side. We'll include in the newsletter when we announce our next free Stockhacker demonstration. Find out for yourself what so many real estate investors are doing to diversify and increase their cash flow. And if you can't tell, I love teaching and sharing this stuff.